Hi everyone, this is Debbie again. We are now ready to move on to part 2 of our Creating Your Activity Resume video series. Hopefully by now you have all taken the first step and organized your activities into categories as we explained in the first video. As a reminder, we are still taking baby steps to get you through this entire process. These small steps will make sure that you are progressing but not overwhelmed. You follow our steps and deadlines, you'll have completed a large portion of your applications before they even officially open for the application season. So here's what we want you to do. First, go to the Google document of the categories that you created after you watched our first video. We want you to start putting bullet points with additional information right into this document. Also, you want to be sure to have your activity tracker open as well, so you can easily grab the information you have already recorded. Start with the dates that you participated, as well as the positions that you held. You may have different dates for different positions. For dates, I'm going to use grades here. And if you know with certainty that you'll be participating in something in 12th grade, you can certainly add 12th grade in now too. So here you can see she was on the swim team from 9th to 11th grade. She was on the varsity team from 9th to 11th grade. She was captain in 11th grade. And she was named an all-conference swimmer 9th to 11th grade. So she added in the dates here. Then we want you to add in the hours per week and weeks per year. On the common application, there's not room for ranges, so be very specific on the numbers. Don't use a range. So even though some weeks she may have been participating on the swim team for 20 hours and some week was 15 hours, you just need to pick a number, and maybe you just really want to average that. So maybe she could have put 18 hours here. Okay. Next, after you get all of the positions and the dates and the timing in, we want you to start thinking very specifically about what you have done in this position or in this activity. We don't want sentences at this point, just bullet points about what you did and your impact. When outlining your details, it may help to look at the website for the organization, but don't make the mistake of describing what the organization does instead of what you did specifically. The organization itself is not what's important, but your contribution is really what the admissions officers want to learn about. Also, don't make the mistake of copying anything exactly from a website. Even if there's a job description for your position, you really want to use your own words. How you describe your involvement can help an admissions officer get to know what you do and how responsible you are. You want to show them through these descriptions that you're someone who will get involved and make a difference on their campus. You want to go beyond the obvious. You don't want to just say you volunteered at a pool, but tell them more. What kind of work did you do? Include tangible, measurable impacts. Whom did your activity help? How many people did you help? How much money did you raise? So if you look here in this swim-a-thon activity, you can see the bullet points she has put in here. She doesn't just say she, volunteered at a pool or participated in a fundraising swimming event. She talked about creating the event, scheduling, and what does that mean? She scheduled the dates, she rented the pool, she got other resources. We would prompt her for what those resources were. She marketed to the community. She recruited, here are the numbers, 65 participants, and she even has the amount of money she raised each year for this charity event. You want to use a variety of action verbs. So you see created, scheduled, shared, recruited, solicited. You don't want to say helped and participated for every description. You want to be creative and really show what you've done through the language that you use. We do have a list of action verbs, and you can absolutely use these, but this is not all the action verbs that are out there. However, while you can get more creative later as we dig deeper into your descriptions, you certainly can use some of these now. And even by looking at a list like this can help you remember some of your own accomplishments. So we have put this list of action verbs into your North Shore College Consulting portal, and we've shown you this before, but we're going to show you again. In your portal, on the left side here, there is a Files tab. Within the Files tab, you want to go to the Activity Planning folder. And within the Activity Planning folder, we do have the action verbs for activity descriptions, and you can open that up. But remember, you can absolutely come up with your own verbs as well. So even though we're not having you write sentences right now, we want to recommend that you don't use personal pronouns. You don't want to say, I created an event, or we shared details with the community. You typically won't use those in your actual resume, so just don't use them now. We really just want the details here. Don't get caught up in complete sentences. When you have your draft of bullet points finished, please share this with your North Shore College Consulting counselor. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we do want you to make an effort to put in as many details as possible. We want this shared with us by March 18th. Your counselor will then review what you shared and send you comments and probably questions to get you to think a little deeper for more details. And we probably will go back and forth this way for a few times before we get to the next step, which will start the formatting process and really shaping this information into an actual resume. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions about anything mentioned here or in our previous video, don't hesitate to reach out to your North Shore College Consulting counselor.